Hey guys, Gio Ilagan, 4th year medical student from the Ateneo School of Medicine and Public Health. And if you watch my videos often, you guys are probably wondering why this is my background. Well, welcome to my room. This has been my room ever since I was grade 4 and I've been staying here lately for my Zoom classes. So, yung mga nakikita ng mga friends ko na background ko, ito yun. Back when I was grade 4, my family kasi wanted to like showcase to the whole world, aka my relatives, what sports I was playing back then. Yeah, but parang it's been a while since I uploaded my last video, mga 2 or 3 weeks I think. It's because clerkship has been very time consuming. Dapat lang because I am a clerk and that's what I'm supposed to do. But you'd probably think that online clerkship is a lot easier than real clerkship because we don't have to go to the hospitals and we don't have to do our 24-hour shifts and duties. But iba din kasi yung pagod ng Zoom. You know, sometimes we have 2 or 3 Zoom calls in a day. Each will last probably 2 to 3 hours. And when we're not in Zoom, we have to prepare PowerPoints, read books, and it just takes up a lot of time. But this week is our community rotation kasi. So it's not as heavy as compared to the other rotations, and that's why I'm able to make this video. Anyway, there are 2 things I want to talk about. The first is I want to say thank you to you guys because this channel reached 1,000 subscribers last week. I think I have 1,130 plus as of this moment. So thank you talaga. I started this channel 4 months ago and I didn't expect that the channel would reach 1,000 this fast. So to you guys who've been subscribed, to you guys who've been watching my videos, really salamat talaga sa support nyo. And if you are watching my video right now and you're not subscribed, baka naman gusto mong subscribe. Makakatulong yun sa akin as I try to make more content for you guys in the future. The second thing, and the main topic of this video, is I'm gonna answer some questions you guys left for me in the comment section of my previous videos. And some of you guys even left some questions for me in my Instagram. So those questions are related to ASMPH and med school life. So who knows, maybe you might have the same questions as well. So if you stick around through the whole video, your questions might be answered. You know, I haven't done this in a while, like talk in front of the camera. So I have to keep rehearsing and making sure you don't get bulol. So again, the first question is, does ASMPH require its students to speak English? My English is not that good and I'm afraid I might not get accepted if I apply. So actually 2 people asked me this question. One person's name was EG. Yeah, I mean yun yung initials niya. And the other person, I'm sorry I forgot your name, but I was able to read it in the comment section. I just couldn't find it anymore when I looked back. Actually, in school, mas gusto nga nila kung magaling ka mag-Tagalog because, I mean, of course, it will depend who your patient is and what hospital you're rotating in, but more often than not, the patients that we encounter in and outside of school will be more comfortable speaking Tagalog. And kung ikaw hindi ka marunong mag-Tagalog, tapos si patient naman hindi siya marunong mag-English, anong gagawin niyo? Magtitinginan na lang kayo. But with that said, I guess it's a bonus if you know how to speak English because at least you'll be able to converse properly both in English or Tagalog with the patient. Question number 2 from Justice for Me. Is it needed to take an MBA in med school at Ateneo? Ooh, this is actually a good question because, diba, if you're a college graduate and you are starting to look for med schools to apply to, ASMPH might be appealing, but then again, you don't know if you really want to take med school with the MBA or not. Well, I'm sorry to break it to you, but you have to take both degrees if you enter Ateneo Med. Currently, they only offer one program, and that's the MD-MBA program, and you can't complete one without completing the other. So they won't let you graduate and get one degree only. They emphasize this in their first day of class. Parang may nagtanong yata, Doc, what if I don't feel like completing my MBA degree? Is it okay if I opt out of it and just take the MD? But the faculty member's answer was no, because you have to complete both. Yeah. Next, question number 3 from Charisse Latag. Just wanna ask something. Is there a med school that accepts transgenders to wear their desired uniform? To answer your question directly, I only know the rules and regulations of ASMPH, so I wouldn't be able to know what rules other schools have regarding their uniforms. But what I can tell you is, in ASMPH, I don't know if you've noticed this in my previous videos, the boys and the girls wear the same uniform. I know kasi in other schools, the boys wear pants, the girls wear skirts, but for ASMPH, both the guys and the girls wear pants. Yung pinagkaiba lang siguro ng girls' uniform sa guys' uniforms is yung girls, mas rounded yung lapel nila, yung collar nila, while yung guys' uniform, parang it's sharper. But aside from that, it's basically the same uniform. We both wear pants. Question number 4 from Chester Lumbang. Next video po, Q&A, magkano po tuition fees sa ASMPH. So Chester, here, I'm gonna answer your question already. There's really no use hiding how much the tuition fee in ASMPH is because actually you can Google it, but hold on. So these are my tuition receipts. But before we take a look at these, let's search muna in Google how much they say the tuition fee in ASMPH costs. And it says that it's 212,000 pesos per semester yata. Okay, that's what Google says, 212,000 pesos per semester. And now let's look at my tuition receipts. For first year, it's around 151,000 pesos for the first sem, 153,000 pesos for the second sem. Sa second year naman, it's around 161,000 pesos per sem. So for third year and fourth year, because they opted not to change our tuition fee for fourth year na rin this year, it's 163,000 pesos per semester. So guys, Google isn't always correct. Sabi niya 212,000 pesos per semester, but my tuition fee receipts say otherwise, so it's actually less than 212,000 pesos per sem. It's actually around 150 to 160,000 pesos per sem. I really wanted to answer this question straight up because, of course, when you apply to a med school, you'd want to know how much it costs to be in that med school. And so there, 150 to 160,000 pesos per semester in ASMPH. Okay, next question. Parang follow-up question to from the previous question. From Jericho Maglasang and MJSW. With ASMPH being a private school, tuition fees are expensive. Is ASMPH really that generous in giving scholarships? And do they offer scholarships to graduates of Ateneo College? Okay, so there are two types of scholarships in ASMPH. The Merit Scholarship, which was introduced last 2019 lang, I think, and the Financial Aid Scholarship, which has been there ever since. So the difference between the two is, I'm just gonna read it. The ASMPH Merit Scholarship is awarded to students who have graduated with Latin honors from colleges or universities in the Philippines and have obtained an NMAT rating of 95th percentile rank or higher. This scholarship may be granted every year, provided that the scholar meets the requirements stipulated in the ASMPH Merit Scholarship Terms of Agreement. So that's the Merit Scholarship. Basically, if you graduated college with high grades and you got a really good NMAT, then they will award you with the Merit Scholarship. The next one is the Financial Aid Scholarship. And these are designed to help assist students who have a deep desire to play an active role in the fulfillment of the ASMPH vision and mission. The criteria for selection ensures that those given this privilege are fit for the role they will play in the future as physician leaders. So that's that. And to answer this question, I talked to one of my friends who happens to be a scholar, and I asked her how many scholars there are in a batch. So sabi niya, the average number of scholars per batch is 15. And in my batch, we are around 160 plus right now. So that's around 9 to 10% of my batch are scholars. So my friend also wanted to tell you guys, the difference between the Merit Scholarship and the Financial Aid Scholarship is the minimum grade that you have to maintain. For financial aid, that's a minimum grade of 1.5 or C. To be able to keep that scholarship. Pag Merit Scholarship, it's much higher daw, and she doesn't know the exact grade requirement for that. Next question from Webster John Serwano. Kuya, just want to ask, does ASMPH accept graduates from industrial engineering? And from Leo Diarce, I actually want to be an MD, but I'm a graduate of BS Accountancy. and I'm afraid I'd be much of a bobita. Okay, guys, I have friends who graduated from non-pre-med courses and they're doing so well in med school right now. So just to name a few, there's this guy who graduated from philosophy in college. There's this girl who graduated from economics in college. And there's this guy who graduated from a math course. And they're all doing pretty well in med school right now. So it doesn't mean that if you didn't graduate from a pre-med course that you'll not perform well in med school. So in applying to ASMPH, what matters more is that you're a college graduate and you took the following science subjects. So that's biology or zoology or botany, 3 units lecture with 1 to 2 units of lab, cell and molecular biology, 3 unit lecture, biochemistry, 3 unit lecture, and physics, which is 4 to 5 units of lecture and lab. Yun lang. Actually, to love DRC, yung BS Accountancy graduate, if you get into med school, your batchmates will love you because you're gonna be their hero when you guys start to take the accounting subjects for MBA.
Overhead cost. So, you're given with the actual manufacturing overhead cost by adding the first table na nakita ko kanina. So,
Next, from Malcolm Churchill, I would like to ask if there's any age limit for incoming freshies in the Ateneo. I'm assuming that you're talking about ASMPH. So, the average age of a first-year medical student in ASMPH is around 20 to 22 years old. Actually, I know someone, she's my batchmate, and she entered med school above the age of 30. So, it's never too late to pursue your dreams. Next question is from Wesley Brits. How do you overcome the phobia of yucky procedures? And I think you commented this in my maxillofacial surgery vlog. Well, to be honest, I haven't had much exposure to a lot of yucky procedures yet, but what I can remember is anatomy lab, and I remember the first 2 weeks of anatomy lab being so difficult because freaky, diba? You have a cadaver in front of you and you have to touch it, you have to open it up, you have to get those organs out so you can study it. And the smell was just something new to everyone. But because you're continuously exposed to it every day and then you have these objectives to do, so there's not much time to think about how yucky it is. You know, you just do it na lang eh. After mga 2 to 3 weeks, everyone got over that phobia and then dissecting just became a normal thing na lang. Question number 9 from Frowsty. I'm just curious on how you study, like taking down notes. So if you're thinking that I'm one of those people who has a lot of colored highlighters and then I use one color for mga need to know, one color for mga diagnostics, etc., etc. No, I don't do that. I just use one color yellow, and then I just highlight whatever I think is important. Although looking back, I think it would have been more beneficial nga if I used more colors like this. But it takes more time than kasi to read when you're switching between a lot of colors. So let's say if you're cramming a reading like what I do, just use one highlighter color. When it comes to taking down notes during lectures itself, it depends whether I'm sleepy or not and if the topic is something difficult or something easy lang. But when I take down notes, what I do is I write it down on the transcript of the previous batch. And last question from Paul Orzales. Ano so far nagustuhan yung rotations? Sige, let's go through it one by one. Neuro, Rehab, Opta, ENT, IM, and most recently OB, and right now is Community. So that's 7 so far. I really enjoyed the ICU and the ER module in the IM rotation. IM meaning internal medicine rotation. Parang ang exciting lang kasi, especially for ER because everything is so fast-paced and palagi kang may adrenaline rush. So yeah, I enjoyed that module. And that completes the 10 questions. So guys, I hope that I was able to answer questions properly and that I was able to, give you guys a glimpse of med school life again, specifically in ASMPH. So if you enjoyed this video, please give a like, comment, share, and subscribe. Ayan na yung ulan. Maraming salamat and peace!